Today I'm going to share with you 5 of my biggest productivity tips. Hey guys, welcome back to Tipharot. It's me, Matt here, and today I'm going to talk about how you can be more productive. So the first tip that I have for you guys is to set clear goals and deadlines. Know what you have to do and when you have to get it done by. If you don't have a clear idea of what your goals are, you're just going to kind of move about aimlessly. Think about it like if you're wandering through a town and you actually know that you need to get to, say, the cinema, then you know that you have to go this direction and that direction and so on. Whereas if you know that you kind of maybe want to watch something, or maybe you want to listen to some music, or maybe you want to get some food, you're just going to wander around aimlessly and you're never going to get to the cinema because you're going to go down a million different streets on the way. And that's kind of what it's like with every goal. You know, if you know, for example, that you're trying to lose weight and you know that you have this goal weight that you want to get to, then you can work out, well, say, okay, I know that I want to get to this weight and I know I can lose about £1 a week, so I know it's going to take this many weeks, and then you can see, I'm on track, I've lost this much so far, that's roughly on track, great, I can keep going with what I'm doing. Or you can see, hey, I haven't been losing enough, I'm way far behind on my £1 a week goal, so I need to adjust something and change my methods. Now, by having clear deadlines, it also helps with time management, and it prevents you from procrastinating too long on things. When you know, okay, I need to get this done now and not later, then you actually can be more productive in the first place. The next thing I suggest is having a systematic approach to anything you have to do repeatedly. So for me, for example, I upload videos on a regular basis. So rather than just doing it in some kind of hodgepodge approach where I kind of don't know what I'm doing and I do things differently every time, I try to be systematic about it. For example, my video plans, I will actually plan out, titles by doing keyword research to see what things people are searching for and what questions people are asking, and I will use those to help craft a title that is going to be actually useful and is going to allow people to find my videos. And from that title, I now know, what I need to cover in the video, and from there I can actually plan out what I'm going to talk about in the video. I can plan out, the title, tags and description, and I can make the thumbnail and so on. And all of that is systematic. All of that is something I do repeatedly, and because I have a certain way of going about it, it makes it a lot quicker when I do it. So I can be more productive because I'm not spending so much time thinking about what I need to do next. I know that, hey, I've done this step, so I can move on to this step next, because it's just how I do things. Now, as an extension of that tip, or tip number 3, I'm going to suggest that you tweak this approach. In other words, when you have your system for doing things, tweak it until it's something nice and that feels kind of clean to you. So an example of this, a personal example, is when I was making video plans in the past, I would come up with possible video titles and so on, and I just had this notepad document. I just had this, ugly looking notepad document with just this wall of text of all these video ideas. And it wasn't very nice, it didn't feel very clean or very professional. So recently I switched to using an Excel document. I formatted it all nicely. I have different tabs for different things, like, the end title that I want it to have, slightly easier title for it to rank for in search, so that it can get some initial views. I put information in, some SEO information about like how competitive this search term is and how often it's searched and so on in there. And I have it all neatly formatted in a way that I can look through it and I can see, which video I want to do next and so on. And it just makes the process a lot easier. It feels a lot nicer, even though it actually takes me a little bit more time because I have to format it a little bit and put in some more information. It feels much nicer than using the notepad thing, and so I'm much more productive with it. Plus, I also have more information available to me in that spreadsheet than I did with the notepad, so it's more useful to me for my work. Next up, and this is an obvious one to a lot of people, but to some people, it's very easy to forget, and that is to remove any distractions. Log out of social media, put your phone on silent, tell everyone that, you got to work for a few hours and don't allow anyone to, bother you during that time. Turn off the TV, turn off the radio. Do all of that, log out of instant messaging and everything like that. Don't allow yourself to be distracted, because the main source of procrastination is that we get very absorbed in little things. So when you're doing your work, you can get very absorbed in your work and just keep doing it over and over very easily, very productively. And then what happens is, someone messages you on Skype or something, and they send you a message and you go, okay, I'm just going to reply to them quickly and then go back to my work. But you reply to them and then you get absorbed in that activity, so now it's hard to get back to your work. And that's how procrastination starts. You get all these distractions and you just get pulled off in different directions rather than focusing on what you should be doing and how you should be productive. So remove those distractions and you're going to get a lot more done. Now, if you're struggling with ideas for something, or you're just not in the kind of mood to get things done, then take a brute force approach to it. Just do a mass of things. Like, for example, for me, if I'm really not kind of in the mood to come up with video ideas and do keyword research and all of that, what I'll do is I'll use that as a time to brainstorm. I will just make a massive list, like, 50 to 100 plus possible video ideas. And they don't even have to be great ideas. It'll just be any idea that comes to the top of my mind. Some of them could be terrible ideas. And I will then come back to that list with a fresh head when I'm feeling more productive and more motivated. And I'll go through it and I'll see ideas in there that are actually good. And then I can use them later. So even when you're not feeling, productive enough to get something very nice done, you can still get something, something useful done that you can use later when you're feeling more productive. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed these tips. If you have, remember to subscribe over there because you've got regular videos that come out multiple times a week. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. And if you want to keep watching, check out the video that's linked on screen. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.